the final verse. We are reading the glorification of Vrindavan Dham, so we will continue. The shelter of Vrindavan supersedes the shelter of the liberation provided in Vaikuntha by 1,000 times. For the shelter of Vrindavan provides the ultimate good fortune of the various types of bhakti rasa, such as dasya, sakya, vatsalya, and madhurya. The desire to take birth here as an insignificant blade of grass is expressed even by the excellent foremouth of Lord Brahma, the spiritual master of the entire world. May that Vrindavan forest be my shelter. Vrindavan's fully blossoming creeper fill forests spread about an excellent fragrance that amazes even the goddesses of fortune. The forest is full of wonderful groups of nectar-dripping flower-laden trees, which cause the host of bees to always offer praise to her. May the Vrindavan forest be my shelter. Her blades of grass, leaves, and sprouts are luxuriant and are decorated with the marks from the spots of the nail tips of the super excellent feet of the lightning and cloud of Radha and Krishna. Their feet carry a host of beautiful marks such as lightning and lotus. May that Vrindavan forest be my shelter. In Vrindavan, the Sakhis of Radhika, the daughter of Nand's friend Vrushbhanu, manifest a festival of joy for the moving and non-moving living entities by her orders. Vrindavan is replete with host of expert Rasika animals who are attracted to the sound of the flute of Krishna. The younger brother of Balram, Pralamba's enemy, may that Vrindavan forest be my shelter. On the next page is a beautiful picture of Balram, Pralamba's enemy, plays flute and walks through a forest with his gopis. So Krishna has his gopis, Balram has his gopis. Beautiful picture with some gopis wandering in the forest of Vrindavan. Here in Vrindavan, on seeing the beautiful complexion like a thick dark cloud of Nand's son, the peacocks shout and dance in ecstatic joy. The many creepers, birds, and animals all joyously and resoundingly proclaim the pride of Radha, the daughter of the sun worshipper Vrushbhanu. Her pride is, this forest is mine. May that Vrindavan forest be my shelter. The dazzling groves of the Vrindavan forest testify to the love battle expertise of Sri Radhika, who is the host of unlimited excellent qualities. The Vrindavan forest is witness to the beautiful dancing of the lotus feet of Sri Krishna, the Lord of all the creative arts in the three worlds. May that Vrindavan forest be my shelter. Sri Govardhan, who is awarded the fortune of being the best servant of Sri Hari, resides in the Vrindavan forest. This forest is the setting of the Rasthal, whose narration amazes even Krishna's wedded wives. Vrindavan is illuminated by the beauty of various forests of Brajmandala surrounding it. May that Vrindavan forest be my shelter. There is a nice picture on the next page. Is Radharani's pride is, the forest is mine. May the Vrindavan forest be my shelter. So there are peacocks and deers, and Srimati Radharani putting her hand on the deer underneath the tree, and there are some parrots on the tree, and swans are swimming in the Yamuna river behind. These 8 verses are a meditation on the excellent qualities of Sri Vrindavan, the giver of all joy, one who is free from vices, is self-controlled, reside in Vrindavan, and recite this prayer in a proper mood, will attain love that can conquer Krishna, the wearer of yellow cloth, and will engage in sporting pastimes with him. Manaha Siksada, giving instructions to the mind. These verses of Manaha Siksa offer instructions to the mind of those devotees who desire to pursue the spiritual bhajan path. Varam, super excellent. These verses of Manaha Siksa are derived from the confidential instructions of Sri Surabh Damodar Goswami and Srila Rupa Goswami by the grace of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Madhurya Gira Uche, singing loudly in a sweet, melodious voice. One should loudly and clearly sing these verses of Manaha Siksa with perfect meter, either together with others or alone, in a sweet voice, overflowing with loving feelings. Samadhikata, thoroughly understanding each and all meanings. One should recite each of the 11 sloka of Manaha Siksa with a clear understanding of the deeper confidential meanings. Those who have deep attachment for following in the footsteps of the path of opinions taught by Srila Rupa Goswami regarding the spontaneous loving bhajan of the son of Nand should, with great effort and devotion, read carefully this instructive Bhajan Darpan commentary filled with many instructive verses. Thus, and the integrated commentaries composed by Sri Bhakti Vinod named Bhajan Darpan, explaining the verse of the Manaha Siksa, offer fully and wholeheartedly to the lotus feet of Sri Krishna Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So then from tomorrow, we will dwell the commentary by the present acharyas. So let me find out. So we can put a bookmark. So we will be beginning from commentary by Shivram Swami Maharaj on verse number 12 from tomorrow. And then very small commentary given by Satyananand Swami Maharaj and very brief commentary by Urmila Devi Dasi. So we should be able to finish this book tomorrow. And then we will be embarking upon the book on the Shistastikas, verse number 3. Tranu api shunichena In that verse, His Holiness Guru Govinda Swami Maharaj has written a whole book, how to learn to create humility in our life, real humility. So we'll be embarking on that book from day after tomorrow. So we will start reading Dwelling in the Life of Srila Prabhupada. I'll read one paragraph to bring up to the speed, and then we will continue. Then Prabhupada called for Tamal Krishna and said, "Your wife is my daughter, my disciple, and I have to think for her also. So I do not know how I can do this, because she will be in a great difficulty." And Tamal Krishna argued, but Prabhupada pacified him and asked him to be patient. The sannyas issue had become a topic of controversy among the devotees in Jaipur. The men were rooting for sannyas and the women were opposed. Prabhupada, however, remained grave. That's why we left yesterday. So we will continue. Throughout the week-long festival, large crowd continue to come for Prabhupada's morning and evening lectures. Prabhupada would chant prayers from Brahma Samhita and then lecture in Hindi. Not only did the citizens of Jaipur honor Prabhupada, but they honored his disciples also. Here, more than in most other Indian cities, the devotees were treated not as foreigners or outsiders, but as sadhus. Quote, "This whole city is made of devotees of Radha Govindji," unquote, Prabhupada commented. The police chief, who visited often, was cordial and respectful. As Prabhupada and his disciple went from place to place in Jaipur during the day, policemen would salute them, halting traffic to let them pass. And people invited Srila Prabhupada to their homes and they treated him like a king. Prabhupada had also asked several women devotees to carefully observe the deity worship in Jaipur. They informed him that they had observed that every night the deities were dressed in night clothes and that their clothes were also changed at two other times, in the morning and in the afternoon. The woman told Prabhupada how a priest offered the deity scented oil on cotton-tipped sticks, which the priest would later offer, along with flower garlands from the deities to the incoming worshipper in exchange for fresh garlands. These devotional practices were standard, Prabhupada said, and could be introduced throughout ISKCON. Each evening, Prabhupada spoke at the Pandal, and often a respectable Jaipur citizen would introduce him. When the Queen of Jaipur introduced him one evening, she expressed her devotional sentiment for Prabhupada and his movement. After lecturing each evening, Prabhupada would stay for a slideshow of ISKCON's activity around the world. One night during the slideshow, Srila Prabhupada called Tamal Krishna over beside his Vyasasan. Quote, "Taking sannyas will be difficult now. he said softly. Your wife will suffer too much. He sat back a moment while Tamal Krishna took in what he had said. Then Tamal Krishna leaned forward and said with determination, quote, one way or other, Srila Prabhupada, she is going to suffer. Either she will suffer now when I take sannyas, or if I take sannyas later on, she will be just as unhappy. There will never be a time when she will want me to. So since the feeling is going to be the same, it might be as well come now. Free me, she will get over it. Prabhupada said no more, but he remained thoughtful. Later that night, after the Pandal program, he called for his sannyasis disciple, Shubal Maharaj, Madhudves, Gardmoni, and Devananda, and for his personal secretary, Shyam Sundar. Gathering them together along with Tamal Krishna, he said, quote, Tamal Krishna wants to take sannyas. So what is your opinion? Should he take or not? Everyone agreed he should. Finally, Prabhupada consented. Quote, you will have to prepare things, he said. Things are prepared already, Tamal Krishna said. Quote, then, Srila Prabhupada, tomorrow morning we must have this ceremony. The next morning, Prabhupada performed a special ceremony in the Pandal, lighting the sacrificial fire and offering Tamal Krishna the sannyas danda. The women were angry with Tamal Krishna, but it was too late. After the ceremony, Prabhupada called Tamal Krishna Maharaj to his room. You have given up a very good wife and a huge position, high position. Therefore, I am giving you the title Goswami. Now you have to be in the same mood as the Goswamis, being able to preach all over the world and accept disciples. Suddenly Prabhupada began to laugh. I have been testing you, he said, to see whether or not you are determined. So what will you do? Quote, I thought I would go with my danda, said Tamal Krishna Goswami, and without anybody else, simply wander from city to city in India and preach about Krishna without any vehicle or anything, just like Lord Chaitanya did, unquote. Very good, Prabhupada said. Tamal Krishna Maharaj offered obeisances and walked out. Scarcely an hour later, however, Prabhupada called him back. Quote, this is not a very good proposal, unquote, he said. If you want to do something, you should have some assistance and facilities at your disposal. Prabhupada then assigned a couple of brahmacharis to go with Tamal Krishna Maharaj for preaching. He also gave his new sannyasis his first assignment. Immediately after Jaipur, Prabhupada was planning to go to a festival in Nairobi, Africa. Yet in Ahmedabad, another program awaited him. Quote, you go on my behalf to Ahmedabad, said Prabhupada. At Tamal Krishna Goswami's sannyas initiation, Srila Prabhupada had given him the sannyas mantra, a verse that described the surrender, devotional attitude of the Vaishnava sannyasi. Vaishnava sannyas emphasizes engaging one body, mind and words in aesthetic service to Krishna, as distinguished from the sannyas of the impersonalist, who speculate on the Brahman or sit alone in silent meditation. The Vaishnava sannyasis, by taking shelter of the lotus feet of Krishna, crosses the ocean of nations and brings others across with him. As Srila Prabhupada was demonstrating, a Vaishnava sannyasis should travel all over the world, working with all his might to reclaim the fallen souls on behalf of Lord Sri Krishna. Vaishnava sannyas meant coming to places like Jaipur and preaching. It meant worshipping Govindji in the temple, and it meant sending Radha Govind to be worshipped by the devotees in New York City. It meant allowing women an equal opportunity to become pure devotees in Krishna consciousness, and it meant separating a man from his wife for the higher purpose of sannyas. Srila Prabhupada, although beyond the Varnashrama designation of sannyas, was nevertheless the best sannyasi and the creator of many other sannyasis, whom he instructed to follow in his footsteps. He said his sannyasis should do even more than he, make more followers, publish more books, and establish more ISKCON center. So now the episodes is changing. This one is in Bombay, January 24th, 1972. On returning to Bombay, Prabhupada was disappointed to find that the devotees has neither paid Mr. N, Mr. Nair, nor moved to Juhu. Madhudvish Swami, whom Prabhupada has put in charge, frankly admitted his inability to accept the responsibility for such a difficult project. The disciple Prabhupada had originally deputed to handle such affair was Tamal Krishna Maharaj. But now that he had taken sannyas, he had renounced his GBC duties for traveling and preaching. And Prabhupada was without a manager for Bombay. Already Prabhupada was doing most of the managing, but he couldn't do everything. He couldn't stay constantly in Bombay. Searching for the veteran disciple to manage Juhu, Prabhupada thought of Brahmananda Swami, who was still preaching in Nairobi. Prabhupada decided to fly to Africa and invite Brahmananda Swami to come and manage Bombay. He wanted to act swiftly so that ISKCON could take possession of the land, even if Mr. Nair changed his mind later. Once the devotees were living on the land, getting them to live would be very difficult for Mr. Nair. So Srila Prabhupada planned to fly to Nairobi immediately, and he wanted to carry large Radha Krishna deity with him. The deities he had previously sent to Nairobi had been broken in shipping. So this time Prabhupada brought with him strong-bodied Madhusvesh Swami to carry the 36-inch marble deities. With special permission from the airlines, Prabhupada boarded, followed by Madhudvish Swami, who held in his arms the 100-pound deity of Krishna. After setting Krishna in place beside Prabhupada's seat, Madhudvish Swami left the plane and came back carrying Radharani. Prabhupada passed most of the flight debating with Madhudaya Swami, who took the position of the impersonalist. Prabhupada would always defeat him. Quote, "This is how you become a preacher," Prabhupada said. Quote, "You must be able to take both sides of the argument and defeat your adversary." This is what Lord Chaitanya would do. So I remember this when Madhupati Prabhu, the temple president of New Jersey, and the Harilila Prabhu, who is in charge of the hospital in Mayapur. When they visited, I was telling that how fortunate Madhupati Prabhu is. We are very close friends for many years. That I remember in earlier time in mid-90s, only there were 4 disciples of His Holiness Jayadvaita Swami Maharaj, Kadamba Kanan Swami Maharaj, Madhupati Prabhu and another 2. So I was just telling, and Harilala Prabhu says, "Oh, I didn't know that Jayadvaita Swami Maharaj has only 4 disciples at one time." And still, I think Maharaj doesn't have more than 12 disciples. Haribol. But Jayadvaita Swami Maharaj give instructions to Kadamba Kanan Swami Maharaj to accept many disciples. And Maharaj had, I think about Madhupati Prabhu was saying that he has about 500 disciples. And very interesting exchange between spiritual master and a disciple. I remember that episode that when Kadamba Kanan Swami Maharaj was leaving this world, Jayadvaita Swami Maharaj, his Guru Maharaj, was with him constantly. And seeing the condition of Kadamba Kanan Swami Maharaj, being a spiritual master, he was telling Kadamba Kanan Swami, "You have chanted enough in your life. Now take it easy. Don't exert yourself by chanting 16 rounds." And Kadamba Kanan Swami Maharaj said, "I have taken a vow that I will chant 16 rounds." So despite very difficult time, Kadamba Kanan Swami was chanting. This is something that we should learn, that how fixed they are. So this is like, also I was telling Harilila Prabhu that I have seen that Jayadvaita Maharaj will take the position as that Krishna is not the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and the opposite party has to prove that Krishna is Supreme Personality Godhead, but he will defeat. And then he will turn around and he said, "Now you take the side that Krishna is not Supreme Personality Godhead, and I will convince you that Krishna is Supreme Personality Godhead." So this is how you become a preacher. Prabhupada also said that. So it came into my mind about Jayadvaita Swami Maharaj, very learned scholar in our movement. Prabhupada entrusted him also to translate Srimad Bhagavatam for us. Haribol. Him, Rudayanand Maharaj, and Gopi Paranadhan Prabhu. These are the 3 main acharyas who took that service of completing Srimad Bhagavatam up to 12 canto. So we offer our humble obeisances. Since Prabhupada's first visit of 654, let's stop here. We should be punctual in our service. And before the devotee leaves, we would like to offer our humble obeisances at the desk of their feet for so kind to all of us taking all kind of austerities. It's not easy as a grahastha to wake up early morning and chant. So we would like to thank them from our heart for their kind association, offering the prayers. Vanchu kalpatarubhasya, kripa sindhu bhaivacha, patitanam pavanebhyo, vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. So thank you very much for joining, and we hope that Krishna will be kind to wake us up safe and sound tomorrow, so we can join as early as possible. We'll be there before 2 o'clock if you would like to join and try. Today I saw that Shobha Kishore Mataji and Sudevi Sundari Mataji joined very early in